Yay! We live. We here. We're on the show. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. Let me put the little thing on that says that's what it is. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. We're doing it. We got such a great show for y'all tonight. And by we, I of course mean me. And I guess my publicist is involved, but I just mean me. I have such a great show for you tonight. I'm so excited about it. I'm even going to just talk a little bit slower this week so you can follow along. Coming up way later, we're going to talk to a Siren, which is like one of those mythical creatures that's out in the water and stuff. Muriel the Siren. I can't wait to find out what that's all about. We're gonna talk to Black James Bond, which I think is something that the internet got mad about, but also is a real person, it turns out. I'm so excited about that. I really wanted to get to know this Black James Bond guy. And then before that, we're talking to an old favorite. Oh, I'm so excited about it. We haven't talked to Tamara, the phone charging kiosk attendant, in so long, but she's back. We're going to find out what she's been up to. Oh, it's a good episode, as they all are. Thank you for being here. Let's get to that intro.
Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps is the show that you're currently watching. It's about to start with his amazing guests, and they're gonna tell you how to survive out in the apocalypse. This way you won't be dead if anything was to attack humanity and try to end it. So now you gotta show up with your ears and your eyes and watch the show. It's Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps.
Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you so much again to my wonderful musical collaborator, Dr. Ron Rabenak. You probably heard of his brother, Dr. John, but nope, this is Dr. Ron. Thank you so much for making that song for me. And also, thank you to me for putting it on my show, I guess. I don't know. Why did I say that? Listen, what we're going to do here is we're going to get into it, okay? We're just going to talk to all those guests in a little bit. But before we do, my publicist says it's very important that I tell people what day it is every episode. So today is March 4th. And of course, as everybody knows, that is World Obesity Day. Now, in Louisiana, on World Obesity Day, things is a little bit different than, say, like, I don't know, maybe you in Indiana. It's probably different there. In Louisiana, in New Orleans, on World Obesity Day, all food gets deep fried and powdered sugar like a beignet. That's required. You can't eat food that doesn't get deep fried and powdered sugar. That's the law on World Obesity Day. In Baton Rouge, all the fat kids in the neighborhood get to choose the game today. And no, they don't want to play capture the flag again, Brad. They don't want to have to run, okay? Because in the whole state of Louisiana, on World Obesity Day, if you're over 200 pounds, you have to run a whole mile. It is my personal second least favorite day after Holocaust Memorial Day. Don't like running miles, y'all. Now, if you're here and you're thinking to yourself, thank you for telling me what day it is, you could say that in the chat. You know, you could thank me in the chat if you wanted to. You don't have to, but you can say anything you want in the chat, which is really cool. That's what chats is for. So, like, if you got questions about how to survive an apocalypse, you throw them in the chat. If you got questions for any of my guests who are coming up later, you throw them in the chat. And if you just want to say some stuff, you know, throw that in the chat. Now, speaking of which, Wizard World Live says, hey, this isn't Coming to America. You're right. This is going to be more educational than that movie, so I would stick around. Andy Parade 1 says, thank you for telling me the day. You're welcome. And Kayla Teel Glockenspiel says, happy World Obesity Day. Happy World Obesity Day to you too. And of course, Wizard World Live says, ha ha ha. Now, oh, there's another one. Jupiter Like Planet says, but everything I know about Queens, I know from CTA. I don't know that comment was intended for me because that doesn't make any sense to me. I have no idea what he's talking about. But look, I told you what day it is, and I told you that you could put any questions you have about surviving apocalypses in the chat. Oh, Coming to America. Thank you for clarifying, Jupiter. Now, I don't know much about Queens or Coming to America. I did see the movie. I did not see the movie. I, of course, have only ever watched the LSU Football Tigers. If you don't know that reference, well, then you didn't watch one of the episodes of this show a long time ago when that became a thing. Now, listen, I told you what day it is, and I told you could put any questions you have in the chat, but I also get questions on my Instagram. And one of those questions today is from a user named @Taco Tuesdays. And @Taco Tuesdays asks, what if we run out of ground beef? Okay, I'm so glad you asked me this, because if you run out of ground beef, well, then you just have to eat something else. It's really that simple, Taco Tuesdays. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you don't have to have ground beef to make a taco. I'm sorry to get mad at you for asking me a question. Thank you for sending this in, but come on, man. You got to think outside the bun a little bit. Outside the ground beef, excuse me. Now, my next question comes from Vegan Taco Man. Okay, I guess we're doing a taco theme thing today. Vegan Taco Man asks, has Taco Tuesdays heard of vegetarian tacos? Okay, I think they meant to reply to Taco Tuesdays rather than ask me this question, but I'll say I don't know. I don't know if Taco Tuesdays has heard of vegetarian tacos. I'm not aware of what Taco Tuesdays knows. All right, next question here. Okay, this one's also from Taco Tuesdays. Taco Tuesday says, does Taco Man know he's a dumb punk? Okay, all right. I think that was supposed to be a response to Vegan Taco Man. These are not questions for me. I'm getting a little frustrated. Let me go to the next one. This better be a question. Okay, it's from Vegan Taco Man. It's probably not going to be a question. Is Taco Tuesdays a friggin' idiot? All right. I think these two are just having a war in my chat, in my comments. I thought these were questions for me, but this is just them fighting. I'm not gonna read it anymore. Well, that's too bad. But yeah, I mean, if you do have apocalypse questions, put them in the chat. I'll let you know. I'll let you. Oh, I have one. Jupiter the Planet asks, what part of the human should I start eating? Oh, great question. Okay, if you have to eat a human, you're gonna want to start with the part that looks the least human, which, in my opinion, is just like the side, because you can't tell that it's arms, legs, or a head, you know. But ideally, you don't get in a situation where you have to eat a human. That's the number one. Step one, don't have to do that. But if you do have to do that, I guess start with the side. What spoils the quickest? Oh, that's a smart way to think about it, but it's not how I tackled it. Yeah, Taco Tuesdays does sound like a good dumb punk. You're absolutely right, Wizworld Live. And Jupiter the Planet says the right answer, which is you start eating a human at the ass. Well played, Jupiter. Well played, Jupiter. I wish I had thought of that first, but I thought of the side, which I stand by. I think that was a good choice. Now, listen, you might be thinking to yourself, I don't even know who this guy is. He's been talking for 10 minutes. He hasn't even said who he is. Well, okay, I'm in the name of the show. My name's Lester Pipps. It's Apocalypse is Lester Pipps. What I do is I go around the country talking about how you survive apocalypses. But then there was all these COVIDs up in the air, so I couldn't go around the country. So now I'm down in my bunker talking to you from here with people who saw me do a live talk and then got on my email list, and now they're here talking to you with me. So let's get to the first one of those folks. My first guest is somebody who I talked to a long time ago, haven't talked to in a while. She is a volunteer phone charging kiosk attendant at the mall. And God, I'm so excited to hear what she's been up to. Tamara, welcome to the show. Tamara, welcome back.
Lester, I'm so happy to see you, honey.
Hey, I'm so happy to see you.
Well, thank you for having me back. I mean, I didn't think after the last time you would have me back, but then here I am.
Well, you know, I thought to myself, like, I do enjoy learning new things about new ways that people is living. And well, I did think to myself, it doesn't make sense that Tamara is at this mall when there's all these COVIDs up in the air. Maybe she should not do that. I'm not going to not have you on the show just because of that.
Well, I'm back at the mall. So much has changed since I last talked to you.
Is that right?
I'm at a different mall, first of all. And at my new mall, there's a bit of a territory war. It's me and a lady, Constance. She's been there for years, I guess.
Oh, no. You're getting into a turf war with the lady Constance?
Well, a little bit. We've been kind of figuring out what to do. But she takes the north end of the mall. I take the south end of the mall. And, you know, it's relatively peaceful now, but it was pretty sticky there for a little bit. I won't lie.
Well, if I remember correctly, I mean, when you get mad, you can get pretty scary.
Oh, yeah, Leslie, you don't want to see me when I'm mad, that's for sure. But I have some good news. Okay. Constance aside, I have started a nonprofit organization.
Wow, that's so exciting. Now, your previous organization was nonprofit because you were a volunteer, but this is a nonprofit that benefits somebody else?
Well, yes, and listen, let me tell you what it is. See, I have a nonprofit called Charging for Change, where I travel by train, usually, to areas of natural disasters, and I help people out who have been in natural disasters charge their phones.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, people in natural disasters absolutely need their phones charged, because how's they going to call 911 if anything gets worse?
Oh, yeah, listen, I mean, it's a nightmare, and you saw what just happened down south. I mean, I was down there. I took a train. I went down there. I have
in Texas during all the crazy snowfall?
Oh, yeah, listen, I mean, when will Charging for Change be needed more than a time like that?
You're absolutely right.
So I have 10 tall, 4 feet tall charging bunkers. I mean, I don't know what else to call them.
The tower generator kind of things?
Yes, I invested in 10. Well, I had an investor, my son, and I took them all on the train with me. I had to buy 5 tickets, and I went down to Texas, and we charged so many phones. Well, we meaning me.
Oh yeah, I mean, so this is a single operation. Now, I'm sorry, on the train, you said you bought 5 tickets. Did you have to dress the charging stand generators up as your kids in order to get them onto the train?
Well, that is fun. It's very funny you ask, because yes, I did have to give them each of the skies. I'll show you one of them. Look at this one. One of my little kiosks was wearing this.
Oh wow, that's gonna fool anybody. They're gonna think, hey, that's a human child.
Oh yeah, and it doubles. I wore this to my little grandson's Zoom birthday, and I was a hoot, I'll tell you.
I mean, it seems like it would be. Now, I do have some comments in the chat regarding your glasses. Do you know that you are wearing multiple pairs of glasses right now? Because Wizworld Live says so many glasses, but can she see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh, of course. That's what I use the top pair for. This is my normal everyday reading, seeing glasses. These are I have to wear 2 of these at once if I want to see anything farther than 50 feet, which is rare, but I keep them hanging, This is how I read things, particularly in the fridge, because, the writing on the things in the fridge is so small, Lester. And then these I don't remember.
You said that those were for seeing why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch so much.
That's exactly right. We just went over this.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's great. I imagine you had to use the Far Sight when you were in Texas, trying to help folks out. Were you using the second pair of glasses up here to try and scope out? Hey, does that person need any help? Does that person need any help?
Yes, of course. Really, I mean, we were in big areas, Lester. We had big areas. I had so many people charging phones. Each one of my towers can charge 36 phones once. 36?
That's incredible. Now, if I remember correctly, last time you were here, you did tell me that you got in trouble at the mall for reading people's text messages and trying to help with the situations they were in. You weren't doing this again, were you?
Well, of course I was doing a little bit of it, Lester, because they were all over the place. People would leave their phone with me for 8 hours sometimes. And I mean, people would, when your phone's been dead for a while, it comes back to life and it blows up. Everybody's been trying to reach you. So it was all like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, yes, I'm fine. I'm here. I gave them the location. And then I had a buddy, and I would throw the phone to him. He would throw it back to me to get some steps in.
Oh wow! So the phone would be tracking steps. That's very helpful of you, because I imagine most people's biggest concern in the middle of a power outage like Texas saw would be making sure you still getting those steps counted.
Well, of course, because they are walking. They're walking around. I don't want them to fall behind on the count. So it's only, and my little assistant, he would help me and just throw them back and forth.
Now, who is this friend of yours? Because I don't remember you having a buddy in the phone charging kiosk game, and you said that your current project is all on your own. Who's your buddy? Did you meet somebody down there?
Well, you know what? It's funny. I met him on the train, and we had somewhat of a whirlwind romance on the train down there. And then it turned out that we're kind of related very, 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 very distantly, which is not a problem. But I did my Ancestry.com, and that's how I found out about that.
Oh no! Like how distantly? You don't mean like farther than first cousins? I would hope.
Oh yes, no, we had the same 8th grandfather.
Okay. So 8 steps back. Yeah, the same grandpa. Wow.
Yeah, we both descend from the same guy who actually signed the Declaration of Independence, believe it or not.
John Hancock?
No, Samuel Huntington.
Samuel Huntington. Wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
Not one of the founding fathers most people think of, but he is on there.
He's on there. Look it up. He's on there. And
I believe you. This is your own 8th grandfather or whatever. So I'm sure it's true. I just, some people go to Sam Adams, some people go to John Adams, but you went straight to Samuel Huntington, which
it's because I am related to him. You believe it or not.
Of course it is. No, why would it's not a reference, it's a fact. Now that's incredible. So what was your experience like doing this? Were people really happy with you, or did people get frustrated that you were telling their family where they were?
No, they were very grateful. I mean, the families were very grateful. I talked to a lot of mothers on the phone. I'm very good at talking to other mothers, bless them. And, they were worried about the babies. I mean, they see them on Facebook and whatnot, but then once the phone dies, all communication is lost. And that is when trouble starts. People get worried.
That makes sense. Absolutely, that makes sense. I mean, you were doing these folks a favor, making sure that they knew their family was okay. But did it ever happen that somebody never came back to get their phone, and you'd already told their parents that they was okay?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. It was actually my assistant. He wandered away, left me with his phone, and then I never saw him again. And I didn't know I'd been ghosted before, Lester. I mean, that's not uncommon, but we had been, sleeping together for like 3 days. Very romantic nights on the train.
Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Man, you sleep with this guy. You found out you have the same 8th grandpa. You'd think you'd be connected via Samuel Huntington at the very least.
Yeah, well, you don't know that I'm thinking about it. I'm a little bit worried about him. He could have. What if something bad happened to him? I mean, he could have literally fallen off a cliff. I don't know. There's cliffs in Texas. There are. Sure,
there's cliffs in Texas. Yeah, they got to have ravines and stuff. I mean, it's right next to Louisiana, so I should know. But I don't understand. It's been over a week. Have you done nothing to look for him and not even considered this until now?
You know what? Maybe I should call his mother from his phone. I have it still.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Should we call her now?
Yeah, call her now.
Okay, all right. Well, his name was, it sounded like shish kebab. Oh, Tamara, what was it?
You don't remember his name?
What's a name that sounds like shish kebab?
A name that sounds like shish kebab. Isaac Kebab?
No, it wasn't that.
It wasn't Isaac Kebab? No way.
If I just look up mom, I should be able to find his mother.
Now, ice cream, yeah, that makes sense. Now, Ice Cream Cone says, I miss my mom. Can Tamara call me Boobala?
Boobala. If I had your phone, I could just say, call Boobala, and then I would call her. But I mean, you have to put a number in the chat if you want me to call her.
That makes sense. Yeah, put a phone number in the chat if you want us to actually call it. While that's okay, we got one. 865-335-9982. Ice Cream Cone's mom's number.
I'm getting cold feet. I'm scared to call him.
Okay. Well, let me answer another question in the chat then. JBTV asks, what part of space is Lester in? Let me just tell you, this bunker you see behind me, this is a fake bunker because I don't want you to get jealous of how great my real bunker is. Tamara knows this. You could probably say the rest of the thing I say.
Yeah, you got a new bunker.
Okay, I guess not. Yeah, because I don't want you to get jealous of how great my real bunker is. My real bunker is better than space. It's a functioning Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Chicken location. Now, but Tamara, of course, that's about me, not about you. Now, I am curious. How did things go while you were down there? I already asked if people got upset with you. It sounds like no, which is great. But you're not there anymore. What made you turn around and come back?
Well, I went down there to do what I had to do, and eventually all 10 of my towers ran out of charges, and I didn't think to bring a generator or extension cords or anything like that. So once I was out of juice, I had to go home. I mean, Charging for Change is a new nonprofit, and also, I mean, I kind of pissed off the Red Cross because the Red Cross was down there doing all their good work, right?
Oh, sure. Well, you got in the way of the Red Cross?
Well, I just didn't tell them I was coming. So when I showed up, they were like, oh, God, we have that tent. And I was like, I need more than a tent, right? Buy me a place to go. And I mean, they did, but they were a little, I was surprised at how taken aback they were by me and my operation.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you were both down there to help folks, so they could have supported you in supporting others. But at the same time, maybe you were, getting in the way of what they were trying to do.
Yeah, they shoved me in a corner a little bit, but I'm the executive director, I'm the marketing director, I'm the email director, I'm all of the positions. I'm a one-man shop. Mm-hmm. So, once I have more people, I think they'll understand when I show up.
That makes sense. So you're trying to expand this beyond just one rescue in Texas. You want to use this. You want to keep doing this going forward.
I want to do this everywhere in the world, Lester. I want to have a staff of 50, and we were flying all around the world with our kiosks and all volunteer. So I'm going to need investors, Lester. I don't know how you are financially, but not that I'm insinuating anything at all.
Well, I actually am in a situation where all of my income is liquid. I could use it for whatever I want because I got Australian wedding a couple episodes ago, which means my beautiful wife Claire Thrills is the breadwinner around here. I just live under the ground by her place.
Wait, you got married last time?
I got Australian wedding. Yeah, Claire Thrills came back on the show and she said she wanted to marry me, and legally in Australia that's binding. So we are married now. I live in Australia. Yeah, minor update. Major update, but minor update, but major update,
That can't be true. You just say you want to marry someone and then you married.
She said that was the law in Australia, so I had to go with it.
Well, if I say that to you and I'm not in Australia, are we married?
I don't know. I don't know.
Try it out. I want to marry you.
Oh, Tamara,
now we are married. Maybe not here.
Oh my God, am I polyamorous now?
Yeah, since basically.
Well, okay.
Consensual. I mean, haven't asked your ex. Not your ex.
You don't have to ask my ex. She's not in the picture anymore. Although I do try to see my son every once in a while on Zoom. But you do have to ask my current wife if this is okay. Claire Thrills.
Okay, well, it's too late. I didn't. So we're already entering into an unethically non-monogamous situation here.
Oh my God. Andy Parade 1 says, I'm a minister. It's official. So, and Ice Cream Cone says that's canon now. So I guess, Tamara, we married.
All right. Well, I'll write
congratulations.
I'll write a card to your wife. What should I say?
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, help us out in the chat. Is there anything that Tamara should say to my wife Claire Thrills about this? I would say start with Dear Claire Thrills. I think that's a good place to start. She spells that with a Z or an S. It's up to her at any given day. That's part of her thing.
I did a Z. I did the Z.
Okay, great. Andy Parade 1 says call her instead.
Do you have a number? No, this is silly.
No, we can't do that, unfortunately. I'm of course really in Australia, but due to the time zones where she is right now, she's in Australia because I'm in Australia. She would be asleep if we called her. That makes sense. Ice Cream Cone says go fuck yourself, which I think is what you should write to her, not something that Ice Cream Cone is saying to us.
You want me to write go fuck yourself to your wife?
I don't, but Ice Cream Cone does, and I'm going to leave it up to you.
All right.
And Waddles Barkley says, wait, I came on the show to find out about a new marriage. I guess so, Waddles. Hey, every time somebody comes on the show and asks to marry me, I say yes. That's just the way it goes. Apparently, that's how weddings work.
I ran out of room on this line, and I had to finish the word down here.
I think that I love you. Go fuck yourself. I think that's really nice. I think, hey, listen, Tamara, if the three of us can find a way to live together and prosper, I'm happy.
Okay, well, good. I mean, I'm happy too. Lester, what is your address? I will send this to you. You will send this to her.
Well, I live with her in Australia, so you can just send that to 2 Australia Boulevard, and that'll get to us. Okay,
right. You'll have to tell me your real address later.
Yeah, exactly. I will. Yeah. And it is, of course, my real address is 3 Australia Boulevard. Now, we do have to get to my next guest, Tamara, my new beautiful wife, Tamara. Do you want to stick around and talk to my next guest?
Well, of course I do, Lester. I'll stick around as long as you want.
But that's what I wanted to hear. Wow. God, we're already working so well together. This could really work out. My next guest is Black James Bond, and I'm so excited to talk to them. He sent a little clip. So, yeah, here we go.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, Black James Bond, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I got out of there, so happy to be here. Happy to be alive, yeah.
Yeah, that looked a little dicey. What, man, you think if you're doing secret agent stuff, the cops wouldn't come after you, but I guess it's not.
It's wild because you're like, hello, I'm a secret agent, respect me. I don't have a badge per se, but I have a badge metaphorically, and they're just like, no, you're black. So, yeah,
man, racism applies to James Bonds. That's terrible.
Yeah, can't get away anywhere. I'm actually American. I do want to say that. Like
I was about to ask. Yeah, you don't have the accent I was anticipating.
No, I don't have the accent. I don't like tea and crumpets or any of that stuff. But I mean, I'll just tell you how I got into this role. So like,
please, yeah.
Yeah, so like I was just on vacation actually, and I was just going around Great Britain, you know, like taking in the sights, you know, being like a basic tourist. Like I went to platform 9 3/4 and all that crap, and then I was just walking, and like a van of MI6 agents just rolled up and they're like, "Get in the van," and they had guns pointed at me, and like. I just got in a van. They're like, "You're the new Black James Bond because we just need a random black person." It was like The Blind Side, honestly. I didn't even know British people like that seen that movie. It was weird. I didn't enjoy it, but here I am.
I mean, that's crazy. Did you have like relevant experience to make you a secret agent?
They were like, "You're black and you probably grew up in a neighborhood." And I was like, that is very presumptuous because my parents are senior directors at JP Morgan. But yeah, I mean, I played a lot of Time Crisis growing up. So like the shooting, like, you know, I had some experience with that, but
sure.
But
no,
like,
everyone knows Time Crisis has very realistic shooting mechanics. So if you can win in Time Crisis, you can shoot someone in real life.
Yeah, I mean that's like a common. I mean, have you seen like any movie like Mars Attacks?
I have not seen any movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're a bunker.
Say that again.
Have you seen it?
Pardon. I also have not seen a movie.
You've never watched a movie either, Tamara?
No, but Black James Bond, you look so familiar. Have you been in commercials?
No. Not at all, but thank you for saying I look like someone who was in a commercial. I appreciate that.
You do. Your story reminds me of a little wizard boy. You were pulled into a van. He was taken by a giant on a little island.
Yeah, you both got pulled into a vehicle, of course, with the little wizard boy, who shall not be named, the little wizard boy. He got pulled into a motorcycle, and you got pulled into a van, but still a vehicle.
Okay, I see the parallel there. I believe the wizard boy, like the pigmentation was a little bit different, so like the kidnapping aspects weren't as like
oh sure, yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
The main parallel for me is that maybe being Black James Bond was your destiny.
Oh.
I'd like to think so because I mean I will say, the whole cop thing sucks, but there are some perks to this job.
Oh
First
sure.
off, I'm not gonna lie. The amount of women they're just like, here, get close to this woman. It's not a sex thing. It's just like I just like talking to women. So like I just have to talk to a lot of women for this job to like
you do a lot of infiltrating, and they use sex appeal to make that happen. But then you don't actually like in the James Bond movies. Those are movies where sex
exactly.
Yeah. In real life, sex doesn't really happen.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I just like flirting with women, to be honest. Like I like talking to them. Like I like innuendos, but sleeping together, I'm like kind of a Puritan on that. Like I'm a one girlfriend at a time guy. Like it's hard to keep a girlfriend because I'm literally working like 22 hours a day, like trying to save the world and like stop terrorists, I guess. Like they're just like, here, kill this person. I'm like, why? And they're like, just fucking kill him. And I'm just like, all right, shit.
Whoa. Oh, so wait. So I mean, James Bond, that's British, works for MI6. Do you work for the CIA, the FBI? CIA?
Oh no! I'm still stuck in Great Britain. Like they kidnapped me. Like they fucked my visa up. Like I can only fly if I'm doing a mission. Like
oh my god!
I see regular James Bond at the office like every day, and they're just like Black James Bond. Meet regular James Bond, and I was just like, I have a name, like my name is Devontae, and they're just like, no, your name's James, and I was like, that sounds very much like Roots, but They do pay me a lot, so I kind of just like deal with some of the racism. And just
wow.
Now, how do you get along with other James? Do you two go golfing, get lunch, anything?
I do like James deep down, but he's a wild guy. Like I know they're just movies, but he's taken a lot of that persona he's doing in the acting movie, like into real life, and he's too wild for me. I gotta keep him at arm's length. He's like one of those friends where you're like, yo, I love you, man, but your life is going in a downward spiral. And I gotta stay away from you for my own mental health, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's a nice guy deep down, but yeah,
I mean, it's yeah. Wizworld Live pointed out that calling him regular James Bond is pretty fucked, which is I have to agree with. I would say I liked calling him British James Bond or other James Bond. Now, Wizworld Live says, wait, does other James Bond also act in the movies in addition to being an agent? Is Daniel Craig other James Bond?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, so here's how it works. Like, this is why they got me, because they're like, yo, regular James is getting too busy working on the movies and being a secret agent. We need somebody else, but we want him to be black so that we can pay him less. But we also want him to be black so the woke mob gets off our back. Because see, the woke mob, or I don't know what the woke mob really means, but I guess it's just like Twitter. They're just like, oh, there's a black person, we're done here. They don't look at the granular like level, like did we solve the racism and all that stuff. But again, they pay me a lot, so I kind of just.
But you said not enough, not as much as other James Bond. I mean, is it time to negotiate a better salary? I mean, you've been there for God knows how long.
Tamara, I appreciate you like checking in on that, because I feel like I'm putting my life in danger more than he does, because he's just like a Hollywood dude now. But regular James Bond just gets way too much, because I mean, to be honest, I'm getting in the 7 figs. Sure. Even though Q keeps giving me these, look at this shit, like it's a fucking clip on. He gave me this damn clip on.
Oh, come on, Q. At least give the equal gadgets. You know,
yo. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially like I gotta dodge the police too, and Q. I mean, Q again. Like,
we should address really quick. Q is not QAnon, right?
No, Q. That's his code name. I can't say his government name.
It's Quentin
on the live stream. I'm sorry, like that's a secret. But
right.
Yeah, he's not QAnon. Sorry, just
no. Q is of course James Bond's tech sidekick. I've never seen a movie.
And for any black people watching, he's not QAnon, but he's also not a Q as in like Omega Psi. He's not Omega Psi either. He's not in a fraternity.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's fraternity.
I do have to take a really quick detour. That one guy Connor something is here, and he says, Lester, oh my God, what's happening to that? And to him I say, oh, what's up? And also he asks, okay, there are some drawbacks, but certainly you get to flirt with beautiful models left and right, correct? And listen, what happened here is that he wasn't here when you already talked about this. So you feel free. That one guy, Connor something, is the show's #1 fan. He's always welcome here anytime he arrives, but feel free to just make fun of him for not knowing that you already talked about this.
I mean, I already talked about this, but again, I don't look at the women like, oh, she's sexy. Like, I mean, sure, like I see that, but I'm looking at her soul. Like, I'm like, yo, ma, please give me the information so that I can like catch the terrorists. I don't know if they're actual terrorists or just like MI6 is fucked up. They probably are just, let's not get into that. I'm just like, girl, I want to see inside your soul. Like how are you doing as a person? Like you work here. Are they also paying you less than you deserve? Like, let's fight the patriarchy. Let's team up.
Yeah.
And, like what, I mean, I'm just trying to check in on the ladies. I like flirting with the ladies, but as far as like betting them, no, man, that's regular James. He's kind of a scumbag.
Regular.
You said you don't want to sleep with these women, but I will lay in and say flirting's okay.
Yeah, it's that, and also like I'm still not over my ex, like because
I get that.
They pulled me into the van, and they're like, you can't talk to anybody for 6 months while we train you. And I was like, I gotta check in with my girl, and they're like, no. And then she moved on. She's married to another guy, and it's just
Oh
like,
man.
Oh no.
I just
I'm
gotta
so
watch
sorry to
that
hear that.
on Instagram. Like I'm on my feed. I'm just like, I wonder what Sarah's up to. I miss her. Like I didn't get to tell her what happened, and now I'm like a secret government agent. I can't like tell her like, hey, like what had happened was no,
Yeah.
I'm just posting pics with some other dude, and that
God.
upsets me. But they do pay me 7 figures to reiterate. So
Well, James, do you prefer James or Devontae? By the way.
you can just call me Black James Bond, man. I get shit on work with this damn name thing so much. Like I'm just call me.
Okay. Well then, Black James Bond. I mean, I'm so sorry that you went through this. You know, losing somebody that you love from your life is really rough. Have you found like within your new life where you get to go on like secret agent missions, which are super cool? Have you been able to find somebody to like do that with you a little bit?
Well, see, regular James is always like up on Money Penny, and I'm just like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to date, or he doesn't even try to date her. He just like kind of like low key, like just makes passing. Like, dude, it's 2021. You can't do shit like that anymore. But he a wild guy. He won't stop. Me and Money Penny are friends. We don't do stuff like that, and I just try to stay out the work pool because that's work.
Yeah.
And relationship that's outside of work. I'm trying to respect those boundaries.
I mean, in a way, that the James Bond Moneypenny relationship being so mainstream in American culture kind of like normalized workplace harassment.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. And it's just like I would like I get like people like, oh, it's of a time, but I'm like, yo, regular James. Times have evolved. Why have you not evolved with the times? Like, stop doing this. She clearly is uncomfortable. Stop.
Well, I'll say this. I can't wait for a day when we can take your name and his name, get rid of him, just make you James Bond, and we don't need a qualifier on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I mean, I prefer they call me Devontae, but I just take dropping the black. Just call me James Bond. Like, I would just take that.
Well, I mean, Devontae Bond has like a cool ring to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overstepping here.
Wow.
But
No, that's tight. Like Devontae Bond, like DB.
Yeah,
that is good. I love that. As someone who's never seen the movie, I'm not attached to the James Bond thing. Never heard of it before today. Devontae Bond sounds wicked.
Yo, like what? Yeah, what if I'm just Devontae? I go to cool locations and I do spy stuff. And why is that not like let's move on past like the limited scope of pre-established franchise and start a new franchise.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we do have to get to my next guest, but I have another question from that one guy. Kind of something. He's trying again. Okay, he really wants to get a question in that's good, and I'm proud of him because I think this one is. The one guy kind of something asks, okay, but you must get to do amazing near-death stunts that put the X Games to shame, right?
Okay, and I'm gonna answer Connor. I know Connor missed a little bit. He might have missed the intro. I do get to do fun athletic stuff and do some cool thrills, but the real danger in this job are the police. Because I've trained, like I did my 10,000 hours in spy school after they kidnapped me. But that's another story. We already talked about that kind of. But I did my 10,000 hours. Like I'm a good spy. Like I'm good. I'm in shape. Like I'm good at all the stunts.
Yeah.
But the cops are always trying to take a brother out, and I'm like, yo, I am a secret agent. I don't carry stuff that like stop. Like let me get the real bad guys. But I think maybe the cops are the real bad guys.
Oh yeah, that's a twist. I mean,
shit, that's a twist.
That's a movie. That's a James Bond movie I would watch.
And not to divert too much, but it's just like I always complain to them about this. I get back like I've skydived like off a Mayan temple and just taken out like a terrorist, and I skydive off a Mayan temple with like the MacGuffin, and boom, the world is saved. And I'm like, yo. I all the stunts, those were fine. Like Q's gadgets, fine. But can you like go talk to Boris Johnson or Joe Biden or somebody and be like, yo, in police brutality, like, let's make this job less difficult for a brother. And they're always like, oh, sorry, your hands are tied. Oh, we don't want to piss off, like, the radical, right? And I'm just like,
Well,
you're right. It's the least they could do.
Yeah.
It sure is. It sure is. And it's like, you got to start somewhere, but let's start, Look, Devontae Bond, I think I appreciate you coming on the show so much and exposing what's been going on. Do you have time to stick around for my next guest?
I mean, yeah, I'm off.
Okay,
on great time. Like, it's the morning for me. Let's do it.
I started saying that, do you have time to stick around for my next guest? And then recently I was listening to old Comedy Bang Bangs and discovered that is something that Scott Aukerman used to do. So I should stop. But anyway.
Surprised knowing that,
well, nobody knew it till I said it, but now everybody knows it. Now, I do have to get to my next guest, who's currently got their camera off, which makes me think that maybe they're not quite ready. Oh, there we go. My next guest, I'm so excited to talk to. They are a siren, a mythical beast of the sea named Muriel. Muriel, welcome to the show.
Hi. Hello there.
Hi, thank you for being here, Muriel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Wow. The dulcet tones of a siren. I'm doing another Comedy Bang Bang. That word is from that. I mean, it's a real word, but that's where I heard it. But Muriel, you're just saying hi sounds like singing.
I know. I've been told I have a very captivating voice, and I mean, it's sort of what I do. I lure sailors to their death with my beautiful singing voice. Yeah, I'm not singing. This is me talking. I just have a very angelic voice that is my normal conversational tone. Would you like to hear one of my siren songs?
Is it going to kill me?
I mean, I would just maybe cover your ears a little bit. Like, you want to hear it tiny bit, just, so you can review it. But I would say just make sure you're nowhere near me, because then you will jump out a window or do something crazy. It's been known to happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, everybody partial earmuffs. I'm quoting movies I haven't seen. Okay. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4. Kiss me out of the bearded barley. Take me out of the green grass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Are you all right?
Are you all right?
What are you talking about?
But just your voice sounds so nice when you're talking, but then when you're singing, you kind of started coughing, and I got worried about you.
Had a little frog.
No, that's just my singing voice. It's beautiful, right?
Wow. I mean, well, let me say this. Rather than answering that question directly, I'll say Andy Parade 1 in the chat says I almost jumped out my window. So it did work on someone.
Oh, wow. That's so good to hear. I mean, that happens a lot. People usually get lured to the island for all the other sirens' voices, and they're great and everything, but I think I just have something special, I think my voice really does something different, and I'd like to become a professional singer, I think, once I leave my little island.
Yeah, you have quite the nice bunker on your island. I want to point out, I see it behind you. It's very nice.
Yes. It's very nice. They give me the good room here at the Siren Hotel.
Do you live in a siren house? Is it like a reality TV situation where you live in a house with a bunch of sirens?
It is. We don't have access to reality television where we live, so we decided to make our own reality TV show.
Oh, man. Is it called Real House Sirens of Wherever You Are?
It's Real House Sirens of the OC.
And the OC is, of course, the ocean?
Yes, exactly.
Nice. Wow. Well, that's crazy. I mean, have you been luring a lot of sailors? I imagine with the changes to boats, you don't quite come across sailors with open ears as often.
Yeah, it's been a little tough. I haven't had quite the lure as I normally do, and a lot of my siren sisters will say that I never lure any men, that they all just kill themselves because they actually don't like my voice, but they're wrong.
Oh my God. Well, let's pray for our little sailor in the chat, Andy Parade. It sounds like he was about to jump into the OC.
Yeah, Andy Parade 1, please let us know in the chat if you're still alive. We hope you did not jump out a window. Speaking
No,
of,
he's fine. He loves my voice.
he might. I mean, we can find out. Let's get to the chat. Power Selling 101 says giving that one 6 out of 6 sixpences, which I think is a ref. So you got 6 out of 6 from Power Selling 101, which is great.
That's great. That's a perfect score. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Ice Cream Cone says the only time I felt this way was when a breeze made me almost kill myself. Oh.
Okay,
Oh, the
that's
breezes.
interesting.
Andy Parade 1 says I'm alive, and her voice reminds me of Mambo number 666.
Oh, I love that song. Yes.
You do?
The greatest sequel to Mambo number 555.
Yeah. Very, very under the radar sequel that Lou Bega put out after being possessed by the devil.
Yeah, exactly. A very different tone altogether, but a darker song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beelzebub's my lord, and now let's ride. I remember it.
666, 666.
Right, he just said 666 after that for the whole rest of the song. Crazy.
Exactly.
You heard that one, Black James Bond?
I hadn't heard that one, but I'm like, I just want to ask, like, is that on SoundCloud? Can I, like, Muriel, can I check that out? Like where'd you hear that song? I want the link.
You might have to ask the little sailor in the chat.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to hear another song?
Sure, yeah.
Please.
Okay, partial earmuffs, everybody, just in case.
Okay, this one I've been really working on to get to the right note, but I think I've got it.
Okay.
Sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes.
Oh no.
Was that good?
Sorry, I didn't breathe during it.
Please tell me it was good. I need validation.
During it.
A one-eyed lion just appeared behind you. I do not want to see you.
Goodness. Yes, this one-eyed lion here.
That one. Just be careful. You don't want to move too.
Oh no, I've domesticated it. It's okay. It gouged out one of its eyes after, I think, hearing one of my sister's voices, which is pretty atrocious. So that's why it's missing an eye.
Oh, you got a sister?
I have Siren sisters. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Is this an example of you like light flirting, Black James Bond?
It's not. I'm just trying to find out more about how she's living. Like, you got Siren sisters. Like, what's your relationship like?
I know romance.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, my sisters, they don't really talk to me. They think they think I should leave the island, but I don't want to go. I'm not ready yet, and I want to be ready before I like venture out. And they're really mean to me. They've never been nice to me at all.
That's unfortunate.
And it's a bummer.
You sound a little bit like Cinderella, like you're waiting to get swooped up. Not saying it's me particularly, but maybe. It's,
Well, I mean, I'm totally ready to get swooped up, but so far, I've had a lot of relationships with sailors who just they just tell me to stop singing, and I'm like, that's my passion, and how am I supposed to stop what I love? And my last boyfriend stuck his head in the sand and just stayed there. Like, I don't even know if he's still alive today, but his head's still in the sand, like an ostrich.
He's probably not alive if his head's been in the sand that long. I don't know how long it's been, but anytime more than one day, that guy's probably got a mouthful of sand and is dead.
Dang. I never realized that could be a cause of death. Wow.
Yeah,
goodness.
Sticking your head in the sand is a good way to die, but like a bad way. There's no real good way, but like it will get you dead, is what I mean.
There's no time to die.
That's right, no time to die.
Well,
Absolutely.
it sounds like you two have both lost somebody recently. I know exactly how that feels. My ex handed me his phone and then disappeared. But you two, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, Tamara and I just got Australian wedding right here on the show. I mean, I don't want to force you two into anything, but I will take Tamara and I out so you can give Devontae Bond a private song.
Do you live in the USA?
Oh, you talking to me, Devontae? Nah, I'm
yes.
I'm in Great Britain.
Oh no.
Yeah, they got me in East London, but do you like grime music? Like I could take you to a grime hip hop show. Like,
I mean, I'm looking to live in the US. I'm looking to get like, kind of a green card marriage. I'm looking a way out of the island, but I need to go to America to pursue my dream of auditioning to be an American Idol.
why do you have to be an American Idol? Like, I mean, Simon Cowell, who used to be on that show, like he lives here now. Like he's British. Like I think he could hook you up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't know. Is it the same though? I don't know. I feel like I think of American Idol when I think of like success,
I mean, America was kind of on the rocks. Kind of still might be on the rocks. I'm just saying, like it might be good to not limit your options because I don't know if you've been watching the news or if you get the news wherever island you're on. America is kind of wild. I don't know. Might be trying
Oh,
to.
I don't, I haven't seen the news in a while. I heard about, the coronavirus and that's about it. Like when it first started, I've been really out of touch since then. A sailor that, came to this island told me about it. And then he died mysteriously.
Me, Tamara.
You got herd immunity over at that island?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Damn.
None of us got coronavirus. It's
This
pretty
is like
amazing.
too sexy. Tamara, I'm gonna take us out so Muriel can give Devontae a private song. I'm forcing this to happen.
Okay.
Are you ready? This is going to determine.
Do I need to cover my ears, or are we just gonna go?
I would. I mean, but it's just because it's been known to be so beautiful that you're just gonna lunge toward the screen, and I'd hate for you to hurt yourself. So please cover your ears partially.
Okay. Whatever you
Thank
say,
you.
I'll do whatever you want.
Hey, little sister, what have you done? Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day for a wedding. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a nice day to start again.
Ooh. You know what? I feel like if I could get you to change your mind, like I'd love to take you out for some fish and chips. I didn't really like fish and chips when I first got here, but I've come around to them. Like I could take you to some fish and chips, maybe a Guinness. We could really like get to know each other.
That's great. I mean, I do feed on human flesh, but I will eat fish and chips also. I mean, that's just one of the like sort of things that you have to deal with when courting me. Wow. I need human flesh, but it's not like a deal breaker for most people.
I mean, it's not exactly a deal breaker for me. It's just okay, I'd have to keep an eye out on you for the first couple of dates, but I think I get used to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I'm moved by how beautiful this interaction has been, but I am also concerned in a way because I didn't want to ask you straight up, Muriel, when I first saw you, but like, you got human blood on your face right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
It's dried. It's like a few months old. I just keep it there as like kind of, as a nostalgic thing for the last sailor that I lured in, which was like 3 months ago. Just been feeding off of scraps lately, but that's another story.
That's a little weird, but your skin looks glowing, even though you got dry blood on your face. I just want you to know, girl.
Oh wow.
Thank you. I think it does something for it.
Oh, it's like a beauty routine, like a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna try that
some
myself,
properties,
but it looks good on you.
Well,
thank you.
God, I'm so glad to see this working out. Wizard World Light have a good suggestion. You could eat the guys that Devontae Bond kills.
Oh,
what a perfect solution.
Absolutely.
And then
wow.
A completely flawless crime. A hit.
No evidence.
No evidence.
No evidence.
No evidence of crime, some evidence of love. It's the ideal. It's the ideal story. I'm so happy that this worked out, you two. Now, we are here coming up on the end of the show here, which brings me to the point of the show that's very important, where I ask, where I read a question that I got from somebody on Instagram, and this first one is coming to me from at Brindiana Jones, who, looking at Brindiana Jones's profile, I'm seeing Brindiana Jones looks kind of like Muriel. Like if you didn't have blood on your face, I'd say you could be the same person.
That's so strange. A doppelganger.
I guess so. Well, Brindiana Jones asks, if you were a mad scientist, what experiment would you do?
What experiment would I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would probably just make all dogs talk. I think that would be great. I would love to know what dogs have to say, and I would like to make the technology that allows them to talk.
Wow, that's a great answer. That's a fantastic answer. Now, if you were to say that folks should find anything on the internet, obviously Brindiana Jones is not you, but if you wanted to direct them to find at Brindiana Jones for some reason, you could do that now. This is your opportunity to plug, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know who Brindiana Jones is, but I would definitely check that page out on Instagram at Brindiana Jones just to see. I'd be curious.
Well,
I think I would definitely follow that person.
Okay, well, this has gone smoothly and good, and I'm glad that I changed up the way that this part of the show works. It was working well. Now, Devontae Bond, you look a lot like the second question asker that I got a question from, which is at Token BIPOC on Instagram. Well, gosh, I mean, I heard what I was saying as I was halfway through it and was like, uh-oh, he's going to call me out on this one. And he's right to. But no, I really like the pictures are identical. Like you put them side to side, you'd be like, oh, that guy Token BIPOC is Devontae prior to becoming James Bond.
Maybe that's a cousin I didn't know about.
Okay. Well, he wants to know, what are your thoughts about the King of Staten Island?
I really enjoyed it. I got to watch it. Like I was flying to the Mayan temple that I mentioned earlier to do my job, which involved murder of political people who MI6, Anyway, I watched it on the flight. Good movie. And I was like, I'm always thinking like when I retire, I'm gonna go back to America. And Staten Island, like it looks like the kind of place I'd love to retire. Well,
there you go. That's a nice review of the movie King of Staten Island. For me, I didn't see it. Now, my beautiful wife Tamara, you look exactly like if you took off any of those glasses and had different hair, you would look exactly like this third question asker, who is at Teel, Keteel on Instagram. And Teel wants to know, how do I feed only birds birdseed by dumping it on the ground without attracting squirrels or slugs?
I learned this week you can't. You can't just spread birdseed willy-nilly and expect unwanted visitors.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. My solution would, of course, be just stand there, and if any squirrels and slugs come, you say, "Hey, no."
You're so clever, Lester.
I do what I can. Now, I'll come right back to you, Tamara, because Devontae Bond, I forgot to ask if there's anything that you would like to plug.
Nah, but I mean, apparently there's this other black person who looks like me because Lester is
oh no,
just weird about race, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if there's another brother out there, you should follow him because black people have it hard, as I literally have spent this whole time to tell him. So yeah, this token BIPOC person who does not look like me, probably, you should follow him.
Okay, it looks identical. I swear to God, but I could make a mistake. And I understand that guy is also involved with the show at Fake News _comedy on all the things. Okay, Tamara, same question for you. I'm sorry, we're coming on the end of the show, so I'm a little flustered. But
we're running out of time. But I don't look like a lover of the jazz cigarette, but I am. I have a podcast coming out on April 2nd, Stoner Chicks podcast.
Oh, very exciting. That'll be fun. That's probably you and a couple other Seattle comedians who are very funny. I'm very excited to hear that.
Yep.
Now, we are at the end of the show. There's another show here on the Pack Theater channel. Stick around and watch that. We're going to leave Twitch and finish the show just like the last 1 minute of the show where I play the outro video on just on YouTube. Thank you so much to the Pack Theater for having us. Stick around. Watch the next show here on the Pack Twitch. It's going to be a good one, y'all. And we're going to leave Twitch right now. Sorry, what was that? Somebody said something.
I said this is blood as I held up my wine.
Oh, can we see it again? Oh no. We are about to play the outro video of the show. Thank you all for being here. If you watched, thank you all for being here. If you were on the show, and now here's the end.
That was the show. Now we did it. You know how to survive an apocalypse. If anything should go down, you'll be okay. And for that we say you're welcome. Also, we gotta say thank you to all these amazing guests. Find them on the internet, and then you'll never not know when they doing fun and stuff. And that's what the fun of the show is. Also to survive apocalypses. And hey, we hit both those nails on the head with one bird or something, I guess like that. So anyway,